Dear friends, today we'll discuss general graphs. General graphs which is required for physics. Today we'll discuss that one. So let's start. First, I'll tell you to draw a graph y directly proportional x. If a quantity is directly proportional to another quantity, so how the graph looks like? Let's draw a graph. See, if y directly proportional x, can I write y is equal to mx, where m is a constant? So y is equal to mx is now the equation where m is a constant. To draw a graph, we need some points. Let's find the points. X is equal to 0, then y equal to 0. That means one point we get here 0, 0. This indicates the graph must passes through origin. But if x becomes 2 times, also y becomes 2 times. If x becomes 4 times, then y becomes 4 times, because both are directly proportional to each other. And how the graph looks like? The graph is like this. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. Most the graph passes through origin. And when x increases, then y increases. If x is positive, then y is positive. So the graph is like this. The graph will be a straight line passes through origin. But in this graph, I want to give you one important information. You got the graph, but one important information I want to give you, that is the slope of the graph. Slope of the graph. What do you mean by slope? So its definition is the tangent of angle made by the line with a positive x-axis, means towards this side. This angle, I am telling about this angle. The tangent of this angle made by the line with positive x-axis, that is called as a slope. M is equal to tan theta, the tangent of angle made by the line with the positive x-axis. And if from this triangle I will find tan theta, so this is nothing but, suppose this O, this is AB triangle. Then here tan theta is nothing but AB by OA. AB by OA. But what is AB? AB is equal to y, some value of y. And what is OA? That is nothing but x. This is a very important information. We can write here del y by del x, or I write y by x because it starts from origin. So one very important information I am giving to you, which you will use in every chapter of physics. What is that information? When any graph you will find, not only this graph, this type, in general, when any graph will come, and the question will be asked, slope provides the value of what? Then you can find the slope simply by doing y by x. Remember this one you will use throughout the physics, in all chapters. Whenever any graph will come and question will be asked, slope provides what? You will simply do y by x, and you will see the quantity, and you will find the quantity there easily. One example I am showing to you, you can now able to tell the answer. Suppose one question is like this. VI graph is there, VI graph is there. Means this side voltage, this side current. Voltage and current, this is a 12th class current electricity chapter. VI, V directly proportional I. According to which law? According to Ohm's law. You know that V directly proportional I. Then how is the graph? Passing through origin, it's a straight line. This y directly proportional x, b directly proportional y. If the question will be asked, slope provides what? Then immediately we'll do slope means v by I, y by x. And what is v by I? That you know, resistance. If I tell you VI graph, slope provides what? That is resistance. Immediately you can able to know. Suppose another question I am giving to you. See another question here. Suppose question is like this. Here is distance taken, and in this line time is taken. Suppose the graph comes like this. For any type of motion, if the graph comes like this, and the question is asked here, slope provides the value of what? It's not also bothered about this graph. What type of graph it may come, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, any shape it may come, doesn't matter. But if you got y-axis and x-axis, then the question is asked, slope provides what? So immediately you will do y by x. Distance by time is nothing but speed. So the distance time graph slope provides the value of speed. Any graph will come in physics, any type of shape, any graph. You remember one thing which is used in all graphs. Whenever the slope is asked, simply do y by x. Y by x, or tan theta also will be required somewhere. So this is the important information about the slope of graph. So this is the graph. Now you see this m, it's very clear. Here y by x is nothing but this slope. It's nothing but this slope. Again the same directly proportional graph I am giving to you. Another graph, another type of graph I am now showing to you. Same directly proportional, but y directly proportional minus x. Then what happens in this case? If y directly proportional minus x, and here I multiply the constant, that's m. The constant multiplied is m. Then how the graph is? You see what is the slope? Slope is equal to y by x, which is minus m. Minus m. Minus m means slope is negative. Slope is negative. So if negative slope, how the graph will be? This is y line, this is x line. As it is directly proportional, the graph must passes through origin. It must passes through origin because when x 0, y is 0. When x 0, y is 0, so 1 point we get 0, 0. But slope is negative. Y by x, so slope is negative. Negative slope means what? Negative slope and positive slope. In this case, slope is what? When you find tan theta, slope is equal to tan theta. Here theta is less than 90 degree. As theta is less than 90 degree, slope is equal to positive. But if I want negative slope, so negative slope means accordingly now come. So tan theta is negative. If tan theta is negative, then what about theta? Greater than 90 degree. Negative slope means tan theta negative means theta greater than 90 degree. Theta is the angle made with the positive x-axis, and then how is the graph? The graph will be like this. The line which passes through origin, this is the graph. How theta is 90 degree? You see about this? This is the value of theta, which is greater than 90 degree. So now directly proportional graph, you understand overall what happens. I am summarizing this directly proportional graph here. Now you see, whenever the directly proportional graph comes, so if the graph is like this, this is y-axis, this is x-axis. Here theta less than 90 degree. So positive slope positive. But if the graph comes like this, if the graph is like this, then here theta greater than 90 degree. So here slope is negative. This is the directly proportional graph which must passes through origin. Slope positive and slope negative. If slope positive, the graph leans like this. It leans towards the x-axis. But if the graph slope is negative, then the graph is like this. Then now it turns towards the negative x-axis. So this is about the directly proportional graph with a positive slope and negative slope. Now we come to the third type of graph. Third type of graph now we discuss. Third type of graph is like this. Suppose the equation, third type of graph, y is equal to mx plus c. We discussed y is equal to mx. Now I add one constant. Y is equal to mx plus c. So now in this case, x is equal to 0, y is equal to plus c. Put here. So where you get the points? 1 point you get here, 0, c. So graph starts from this point, 0, c. Let's indicate that point. Let's indicate that point. This is y-axis, this is x-axis. So 0, c means the point is here. This is 0, c point. Point is here. Graph must passes through this point. And how is the shape of the graph? You see the slope. This is called as slope. This is called as y-intercept. This is the y-intercept. This much is the y-intercept. And this is the slope. And this equation is the equation of a straight line. That you know it from class 10th. This is the equation of a straight line. But what about the slope? Plus m means slope is positive. Slope is positive. If slope is positive, then what about theta? Less than 90 degree. Angle made by the line is less than 90 degree. So how will be the graph? Will be like this, or graph will be like this. Now you think the answer. It will be like this, or the graph will be like this. Theta is less than 90 degree. So obviously the graph will be like this. Okay, then you can extend it in backward direction, no problem. So here y-intercept is positive, as well as the slope is also positive. Then the graph will be like this. Second, fourth type of graph we'll discuss. Next, come to fourth type of graph. So what is this graph? Y is equal to mx minus c. How the graph will be? Mx minus c. If mx minus c, then y-intercept is negative. See how the graph will be? This is y-axis, this is x-axis. How the graph will be? Y-intercept is negative. Means graph must passes through minus c. Must passes through this minus c. This is y-intercept. If you put x0, then you will get y is equal to minus c. So one point you get 0 minus c, which is this point. 0 minus c, this point. X0 and y is minus c. But what about the slope? Slope positive. Slope is positive means theta less than 90 degree, means graph turns to this side. So the graph must passes through this point. So the graph will be like this. The graph will be like this where theta is less than 90 degree. We'll turn to this side. So this is the graph for this equation. Now we'll come to fifth type of graph. Fifth type of graph now we'll discuss. You see, y equal to minus mx plus c. So what is this graph? Minus mx plus c means y-intercept is positive, but slope is negative. Y-intercept is positive. Okay, so positive means here plus, graph passes to this point. But slope is negative. Negative slope. Slope is equal to minus m is equal to negative means theta greater than 90 degree. So line which passes through this point and theta greater than 90 degree. So this line. This is the graph for y is equal to minus mx plus c. Now we come to type number 6. Y is equal to minus mx minus c. How the graph will be? This graph you can able to draw. I think you have the idea to draw the graph. You can able to draw this graph. How this graph will be? Minus slope, y-intercept minus c. And slope is negative. Negative slope means it passes through what? Negative slope. Negative slope means theta is greater than 90 degree. So this graph will be like this. So graph will be like this. Theta greater than 90 degree. So graph will be like this. So this is the theta which is greater than 90 degree. So this is the straight line graph. Y is equal to mx plus c, which can be also of 4 types. But whatever may be the type, always remember slope is equal to y by x. Another important information also I want to share with you. Area under the graph. Area under the graph. Before that I am telling you constant graph. This is the type number 7. Constant graph. From that we will see area under the graph. Constant graph. When something is constant. When something is constant, suppose I will tell you y is equal to constant. Then how the graph will be? X. This is y. But y is equal to constant. Some constant, suppose y is equal to 2. Y is equal to 2. Or I will tell y is equal to k. One constant. How the graph will be? Means in the graph, y has only a particular value, that is k. Y has only one value throughout the graph. So this is suppose k. So how the graph will be? When x increases, but there is no effect on y. Y always remains constant. So the graph will be a straight line parallel to x-axis, because here y is constant. Y is a constant. But one important thing here, what is the area under the graph? What is the area under the graph? This is the area under the graph. This is the area under the graph. If I tell you to find the area under the graph, this is length into breadth. So length is x and this breadth is k, and k is nothing but one value of y. K is nothing but one value of y. So x into y. This one is very important, which you use everywhere in physics. What is this information? Whenever any graph will ask to you, any graph, if area is asked there, then just you do area is equal to x into y. Just you do area is equal to x into y. Slope is equal to y by x. Area is equal to y into x. Again I repeat, slope is equal to y by x. You will get the quantity. Area under the graph is equal to y into x, so that you will get the quantity. The shape of the graph may be any value, any type, doesn't matter. But if area is asked, then simply you do y into x. One example I am showing to you about this whole area. Suppose here speed is taken and here time is taken. The graph may be any shape, doesn't matter. Okay, that may be like this, that may be also like this, of any set, doesn't matter. But this area of the graph provides what? You use the concept what I told you. Whenever the area is asked, you do y into x. So area under the graph provides the value of what? Y into x. Speed into time is nothing but distance. Whenever in any graph the area is asked, I am repeatedly telling you, you always do y into x. So the area provides the value of a distance. So this is about the constant graph. Y is equal to constant. But if the graph will be x is equal to constant, then how the graph will be? Also will draw in this. Means x has a particular value, that is suppose k. If x has a particular value, that is suppose k, then the graph will be like this, parallel to y-axis. X has only a particular value. So this is about constant graph. Now we will come to the graph number 8. Type 8 graph will do. This is y directly proportional x square. Quadratic function will come. Y directly proportional to x square. Let's do one thing. Let's multiply one constant here. That is suppose k. Y is equal to kx square. Then how the graph will be? You see, let's find the points. Here. Y is equal to kx square. So if x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. So 1 point we got 0, 0. 0, 0. Okay. Then if x is equal to, suppose we take plus 2, then y is equal to 2k. It's 4k. Y is equal to 4k. 2 square, y is equal to 4k. If I take x is equal to minus 2, then also y is equal to 4k. Because square is there. So this indicates what? This indicates what? For two values of x, y has the same value. Mark here. For two values of x, y has the same value. If we draw the graph, now you see how I am drawing the graph. So here, graph starts from here. 1 point you get. That is the origin. So this is your y-axis. This is your x-axis. For two values of x, when x is plus 2, y value is 4k. So this is the point. This is the point. For plus value, y has a particular value. So this is the point. This is x plus 2, y is 4k. So this point is 2, 4k. When x is minus 2, this is plus 2. When x is minus 2, also it's 4k. So this point is minus 2, 4k. How the graph will be? If we put the other points, then the graph looks like this. looks like this. This is the graph. For y is equal to kx square, the graph looks like this. If I'll tell you this k is positive here, come to type 9 graph. If this k is negative, suppose this k is negative, then how the graph will be? If k is negative, x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, so 1.00. X is equal to plus 2, so y is equal to how much? You see, here this k, now I made negative. So y become now minus 4k. If x is equal to minus 2, then also y is equal to minus 4k. Only difference is y now goes to the negative axis. In the same graph I am drawing it here. So when this is positive, when x is 0, 0, 1 point, common point, when x is plus 2, it becomes minus 4k. This is minus 4k. When x is minus 2, then it's minus 4k. Okay, now you see how this graph looks like. Graph looks like this. Graph looks like this. So this is the graph when y is equal to kx square or y directly proportional to x square for positive k and for negative k. Come to type number 10. If in 10 I'll tell x proportional to y square. Suppose x proportional to y square. If x proportional to y square, then this is x is equal to ky square. Then how the graph will be? Now you see how the graph will be here. So again x0, y0 is 0, 0. But for two values of y, for plus y and for minus y, for two values of y, x has only one value. For two values of y, so how the graph will be? See, so starts from origin. So for y positive, x is also positive. For y negative, x is also negative on same value and same value. You will see this is for plus y and for minus y, x has only one value. So this is 1 point, this is 1 point. For plus y, x value is this, and for minus y, also x value is this. So this is the point, and the graph will be like this. This is for positive k. And in type number 11, if k is negative, I am drawing the graph directly because you understood the fact here. If k is negative, then graph will be like this. So this is the quadratic graph. This is the quadratic graph. So you understood the different type of graphs, general graph which is required in physics, but I conclude this with important information what I want to give you, which you will use throughout the physics. Whenever any shape of a graph it may give, slope means y by x, area under the graph means y into x. Thank you.